Hello Chatbox out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. Lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get up to this week. I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your week. I have today and tomorrow off. I'm not in work until Wednesday. It's me and Tash on Wednesday. I'm doing 9 till 3 and we're going to Slay. And so I got to have a little bit of a line. Not too long a line, because I was then really awoken by the boiler man coming to fit the new boiler, bashing and crashing about. So I was like, I guess I'm now up. So I then got changed and I had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. Watched a bit of TV and was listening to some music and doing some drawing and colouring in. I just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos and played with Bear out in the garden. And then I got myself ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and head off on a massive walk. I was listening to music on my headphones whilst on my walk up to the garden centre. I then got up to the garden centre, and the first thing I did when I got there was head off to the flower section and get some flower snaps. I'm sure you guys those. They've got such beautiful, vibrant colours, and I just love all the dahlias and the sunflowers and the roses. I then got a mirror selfie from there with this mirror with all these flowers around it, and I'm sure you guys. It's so beautiful with all the flowers around that mirror, and you guys know how much I love a mirror selfie. And I'm wearing one of the new t-shirts I got from the charge shop the other day. Love a good charge shop find, and it's got the stripes on the sleeves. And then I head off to the plant section and got some plant stats from there. A good look around that plant section. I love all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty plant pots. And then went off and had some lunch in the cafe, and I had a tuna cheese toasty with some chips and coleslaw and a pot of tea, and I'm sure you guys that. The cheese and tuna toasty with the chips and coleslaw was so good, and that coleslaw is mwah. I then had a look at the homeware and stationery section, and I ended up getting a plushie from there. I got this Daisy plushie, which is so cute. Look at its face, and I got a snap of that in front of some purple flowers, and I'll show you guys that. I then made way off, and on my way out I was able to get a few more flower snaps, and I'll show you guys those. I just love plant photography so much. It makes me so happy, and that garden centre is my happy place. I then headed off home, and on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, and I put some more sun cream on, as I put some on before heading off to the garden centre, and put some more on the way back as I didn't want to be getting sunburn, and had my hat on as well. I then got home and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and just did some drawing and colouring in. I was working on some illustrations, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of one of my illustrations. Here's my newest illustration. Starting off with these shoes. She's got this black pair of high heel boots. She's got this stunning blue dress. She's a vision in blue. It's a long sleeved dress, and she's got cufflinks at the bottom of the sleeve with these two buttons. I love the little details. And she's got this blue handbag, these black nails, and a blue sparkly ring. Then she's got this epaulets little scarf thing. I think it's called an ascot, or like a scarf, whatever you want to call it, with little tassels on. Then a blue brooch in the middle, a white collar, and a blue necklace, a blue bow in her hair, which is long with a fringe, and she's got a blue earring in, and some blue sparkly eyeshadow. I'll zoom in so you can see the lovely sparkly eyeshadow and the red lips. She's a vision in blue. I then had my tea, and for my tea I had some boiled eggs with some soldiers, and I just love a runny egg, and I'm showing you guys that. Then after tea I was sorting out my office and my gloves and dolls, having a bit of a tidy up, and then I sorted out my Pluto doll into a new look, and I'm sure you guys a clip of that. Here is my Pluto doll's newest look. Starting off with these shoes. She's got these blue floral sneakers with some black netted stockings, and then she's got these blue shorts on with this blue sunflower t-shirt on, which is so cute, and then her black hat, and she's got the dangly bits of hair either side here again, and this is the whole look. I love that sunflower dress on her with the shorts, and it's very summer vibes, and she's got the dangly bits of hair back again. And I then was just having a cup of tea and some biscuits and just writing a bit more of my little short story that I'm working at the moment. Just going well, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away UK Soaps and Love Island, and just see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday and I got up early so I could catch up on Neighbours, and I can't believe it's finishing again in December. It's sad, but I'm just glad we've got an extra few years of the show. Maybe it'll get picked up again by another network, but if not, it's been a blast and I've loved being a Neighbours fan, and yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it while we've still got it on air, and it's getting so good at the moment. And I then had some toast and a cup of tea. I had some jam toast and played with Bear out in the garden, and he's getting so big and he's full of lots of energy, so I was trying to play with him out in the garden to kind of get all that energy out. And then I got showered and changed, and then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, listened to a bit of music. I was just tidying up my office and my dogs and dog house a little bit, and then I got myself ready to go off to the high street to have a look into the child shops, and had a lovely stroll up there into the sunshine and blue skies, and listened to music on my headphones whilst on my way up there. I then head off to one of the flower shops and I got some flower snaps. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps from there. They have such lovely bouquets of flowers in there. I then got some plants that's on the plant section. I got some snaps of some pretty patterned leaves with lovely colours on, and then had a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then headed off and had a look around some of the child shops. I went off to W. Smith, I was having a look at the statue section, and also went off to one of the bookshops. I love this one of old books, and then got a Murphy from Costa Coffee, and I'll show you guys that. That wallpaper is so pretty, the plant wallpaper. I'd love to have that in my bedroom. And then I went off to the plant shop at the top of High Street and got some plant snaps from there. The plant displays in there are so pretty. I love all the succulent cactuses and the pretty plant pots they have in there. I then got a mirror side from there with this mirror with all these plants around it, and I'll show you guys that. That mirror is so beautiful with all these plants around it. I then went off and I looked at some more of the shops, and I got a doll and some doll dresses that I'm going to be using for my Bleated doll. I've already got a load of outfits planned ready to put in her using those outfits. And then I went off to the Co-op and got myself some lunch from there. I also went off to Aldi and got myself some Cookie Crisp cereal, which I haven't had in ages. I love Cookie Crisp cereal so much. I got my younger sister some chocolate, and then I went off to one of the coffee shops and got a white chocolate mint frappe from there, and I'll show you guys that. I had that whilst on my way home. I was listening to music on my headphones. I didn't call Tash. I was having a good catch up with her, and I'm planning to go to see the new live action How to Train Your Dragon with her on Friday potentially, so we're just chatting about that. And then I got back and I had my lunch. I had some cheesy onion sandwiches and my Sprite. I just love Sprite so much, and had some barbecue loops as well, and then watched some vlogs and TikToks and was listening to some music. I did some drawing and colouring in, and then I was just sorting out my new doll and the doll outfits I got from the child shops, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of that. Here are some new doll clothes I got from one of the child shops, and this doll here. So I got this doll. She did not come with this dress. I put this dress on her, and I got all of these dresses. I got these pair of shoes here, which are I think from Frozen, but they're so cool, and I love these little booties. Then these blue leggings, which are elasticated, which means they will stretch well. And then this dungaree denim dress with buttons on and then hearts on the top underneath, which is sewn on. And then this outfit here with this heart covered white dress and then this blue blazer jacket. It's very cute, and I could try and put these two together, like these trousers over the top, which would look quite cute. And then the last one, this stunning hot pink black lace dress, is very 80s. I love this, and I can't wait to put these outfits on my Pleat Up doll and add this doll into the dollhouse. Such good charge shop finds. Love a good charge shop haul, and can't wait to put these outfits on my Pleat Up doll, and I've put the new doll in the dollhouse. And then I was listening to a bit of music and just working on some illustrations and cutting some of those in, just tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse. I just watched some vlogs and some TikToks, and then the local ice cream man came around and me and my younger sister got some ice creams, and I got a double coned one, and I'll show you guys that. It was huge and I absolutely devoured it, and I hadn't had an ice cream for a while, so I thought, you know what, treat yourself, and I sure did. And then my older sister came over after work and I was having a good catch up with her, and she'd gone to see Warhorse in the Hippodrome last night, so I was talking to her all about that, and it looked amazing and sounded amazing from the photos that I've seen of Warhorse and from what people have said. So yeah, I really cannot wait to go and see Moulin Rouge. Now we've talked about musicals and stuff, we're seeing it on the 30th of June and it's my favourite musical ever, and I cannot wait to go see that with all of us lots, and Tash is also coming as well. That's going to be so good, and I'm now off to go and chill before going off to Jigsaw volunteering this evening to see more vlog when I'm back. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Jigsaw volunteering, which I do on Tuesday nights. So I got dropped up there and we were planning our summer trip, and we've decided on bowling and McDonald's afterwards, and I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be in August and it's on a Friday morning, which I can do because I do work on Friday mornings. I have my other morning group, but I just have to let them know that I shan't be going to that one, as I've got my Jigsaw volunteering trip to go to. So I'll let them know on Friday morning about that. And then we had some hot chocolates, and then we were finished, and I will be there next week as it's my birthday next Tuesday. Can't believe I'm going to be 28 next Tuesday, it's insane. So I let them know and they wish me a lovely birthday. I then made my way back, and on my way back I went off to my town's castle and got some photography from there, and I'll show you guys some sounds of the castle that I got. I love the water fountain in the courtyard, and it's just such a beautiful castle. I'd love to do a tour of there someday. I've been there for afternoon tea a few times, so I need to do a tour of there soon. I then went off into the gardens, and they're so beautifully kept, and I got some flower snaps. I love the rose garden. It's so beautiful with all the roses, and smells so good in there. And then I made my way back and I got home and I got my work uniform ready for work tomorrow. It's me and Tash on shift. We're gonna absolutely slay. And then I had my tea, and I had these chicken and mushroom goujons and some chips which had some mixed herbs in, which was so good. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps to see if more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday and I got up early ready for work. I was doing a 9 till 3 and it was me and Tash on shift, and I knew that we were going to slay. And I then was just playing with Bear out in the garden and listened to a bit of music before work. I then headed off to work, and on my way to work I got some flower snaps that I'm shooting. it's got such beautiful colours on. I then continued on with my walk and with listening to some music on my headphones. I then went off to Co-op and I got myself and Tash a pain of chocolate each and a drink, and then got to work, got clocked in, I put my bag away and had my pain of chocolate and my drink, and gave Tash her pain of chocolate and her drink. And I was just running lots of food and drinks, doing lots of food and drink orders and running lots of coffees, and we had lots of people in for coffees and breakfast, and it was a lovely sunny day, so we had lots of people sitting inside as well as outside, and lots of the workers coming in, so I was chatting with them, and it was just so warm. There were lots of people ordering lots of fresh orange juices and lemonades and smoothies, so I was making lots of those. And then Tash was doing the orders, so while she was out the back doing the orders, I was doing a few coffees and doing some smoothies and lemonades. I'm getting quite confident on the coffee machine now, which is good, and I'm getting quite good at making different coffees. Never knew there were so many types of coffees before. And then it got quite busy. We had a massive group of about 7 or 8 lads coming for food and drinks, and they all sat outside. I then accidentally took a bit of food to the wrong table and managed to stop it in time and then get the right food to the right table. But other than that, the shift went very well. Just got to get confused because there's lots of tickets all at once, so it kind of threw me off a bit. But other than that, it was all good. And then me and Tash fished at 3 and we went off to the coffee lab. We had a new coffee shop in the high street and had a peach iced tea and a cookie each, and I'll show you guys that. It's so lovely in there, and one of the guys who works there is so sweet, and his birthday is this Friday and my birthday is next Tuesday, so we're just chatting about what we're getting up to on our birthdays. And then we and Tash then head off to the Co-op and got some lunch from there, and I had some egg and cress sandwiches, some barbecue hoops and a 7-Up from there. I love 7-Up so much. And we sat on a bench and had our lunch, and then on the way down to the castle where we're heading to on our walk, we did a TikTok as Zoe is back in EastEnders. We thought it was well suited to do the You Ain't My Mother iconic Duff little scene from EastEnders on TikTok, and then the TikTok sound, so we did that and it turned out really well. It took us a few attempts but we absolutely smashed it. EastEnders, sign us up. And then we went into the castle and had a look around the grounds, and it's just so beautiful in there. And me and Tash need to go do a tour of the castle someday, and she got some really nice snaps of me around the gardens, and I'll show you guys those. Tash always gets such great snaps of me. We then headed off and she had to go and walk her dogs, and I was listening to some music on my headphones on my way back. I then got home and put my work clothes in the wash, as I'm now not in till Friday evening. And then I got my work shifts for work next week, and I'm working Sunday 3 till close, and it's me, Tash and Jamie, and we're gonna slay. And then I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's really nice as it's my birthday on Tuesday. Cannot believe that I'm gonna be 28. Getting old. I'm closer to 30 now than I am to 20, which is very scary. And then I was just showing my older sister and my mum and younger sister the TikTok that me and Tash had done. As my older sister popped over after work, my older brother also popped in, so it's nice having a catch up with him. And we were going to get ice cream, and we had the ice cream van and then went out to get ice creams, and the ice cream van had gone. So I was just like, oh my god, I feel like I went out, blinked, and he was gone. So we'll have to get ice creams another day. Boo! And I then was just listening to a bit of music and doing some drawing and colouring in, and watching some vlogs and TikToks, and writing a bit of my journal entry for today. And then my older sister went home, and so did my older brother. It was lovely having a catch up with them. And then I was just tidying up my office and my dogs and dollhouse, and we do some more off one day. And then my dad got back from being at fishing, and we had spaghetti bolognese for tea, and I'll show you guys that. Spaghetti bolognese was so delicious. Spaghetti is one of my favourite meals to have. Probably that and a Sunday roast are my 2 favourite meals, and a good curry. So probably spaghetti, Sunday roast and a curry, and spiced chicken. So So yeah, top 5: Sunday roast, spaghetti, curry, spiced chicken, and probably mac and cheese. Can't go over with the mac and cheese. And I had my spaghetti with lots of Parmesan cheese, the best way. And then I was just writing some off my journal entry and just listened to some music. And I'm now off to go to Jen's. No, it's not games night until Thursday night, but we now go off to Jen's, me and Tash, on Wednesday night to watch this series we're watching on Netflix at the moment, which is so good. Has me on the edge of my seat and can't wait to get off and watch that and to see when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now and I'm back from being at Jen's with Tash watching Manifest, this series on Netflix, which me, Tash and Jenny are obsessed with. It is so good. And on the way down there I was listening to some music and I gone to One Stop to get some nibbles and got there and we were having some little nibbles and some popcorn and some M&Ms and we were watching some episodes of that. And then I got dropped back by Tash's dad and I got back and I finished my journal entry for today. And I'm now off to get in my PJs and watch today's Home and Away and the UK soaps and Love Island and just see with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and I got up early ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and I was going off to Armsby Garden Centre. So I was getting myself ready to go off to get the bus to the garden centre and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I just watched a bit of TV and was listening to a bit of music. And I didn't have to get the bus until 11ish, so it meant that I was able to play it in the garden with Bear. And I got a snap of my dahlias in my little flower garden and they're coming out so well, and I'm sure you guys do. Dahlias, sunflowers and roses are my 3 favourite types of flowers, and I love having the dahlias in the garden and it gets so lovely and colourful. I then head off to get the bus to the garden centre, and on my way to the bus stop I was listening to music on my headphones and I got to the bus stop, and just as I got to the bus stop the bus arrived, so it was perfect timing. I then got to the garden centre and I got mirror selfie from there, and I'll show you guys. It's such a pretty mirror and I love the plant wall behind it and a bit of artwork underneath it, and there's also another mirror on the other side of the main mirror, and it's just so cute and it caught my eye. When I got into the garden centre I knew I had to get a mirror selfie from there, and you guys know how much I love a mirror selfie. I then went off to the plant section and had a good look around there and got some plant stats from there that I'll show you guys. They've always got such lovely plant displays in that garden centre. I love all the succulents and cactuses, and that plant pot which is a dinosaur, and kept on thinking of the Jurassic Park theme tune when I saw that dinosaur plant pot. It's so cute. And then I got some flower stats from the flower section. They've got such beautiful colours on those flowers, lovely patterns. I love all the dahlias and all the roses, and had a lovely look around there. And then I went off to the cafe and I had a tuna melt and an apple juice and a bit of lemon drizzle, and I'm sure you guys that. The tuna melt was so good, really cheesy, and the lemon drizzle was mwah with my apple juice. I sat in there and cooled down. They had aircon in there, thank God, as it is so hot. It's about 30 degrees today, which is insane. Shame about my birthday. My birthday is next Tuesday and I've looked at the weather and apparently it's supposed to be light drizzle, but like cloudy and light drizzle, but hopefully it doesn't rain too much, or if it is raining it's just a little bit, but who knows, it's a week away, so the weather could all change by then, so it is what it is, I suppose. Rain or shine, I'm not going to let it ruin my birthday. Still can't believe I'm going to be 28, and my plan is just to get a butties and go to the garden centre and then have a little pie tea and just chill, and then in the evening go out for some drinks. And yeah, cannot wait for the birthday festivities to begin. And I then went off and had a look at the homeware and statue section, and I was going to get a strawberry mug from the stationery and homeware section, but unfortunately it came in a set and I didn't want the other ones, so I just put that back and was like, I'll leave that. I then got a couple more flower snaps and I'll show you guys those. I just love flower and plant photography so much, and that garden centre is just so beautiful. I always have a lovely time looking around there. I then made my way back to get the bus home, and I got up to the bus stop and there were a few more people waiting at the bus stop, which was good because it meant that there was a bus on its way and I wasn't going to have to wait for too long. And then the bus arrived and I got the bus back and I got home, and I then was just working on some illustrations and colouring some of those in and just reading some more of One Day, and just had a cup of tea and some biscuits and just tidied my office and my dolls and doll house. And then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and I've got touch rugby this evening, and it's my first touch rugby season session back, as we haven't had as many members being able to come this time around, as lots of people have been away or been busy, so we're finally getting a lot more people coming, so it should be good. And I'm not going to be going to Jenny's for games like this evening, as we're all busy doing stuff, so we're going to be doing it not next week, the week after, because next week Jen's got to do a cake, so we won't be able to do it next week either. So it'll be a little 2-week break and then back the following week. And I'm now off to go and chill before going off to touch rugby this evening. I'm excited but a little bit nervous because I'm a little bit rusty, as I haven't played touch rugby for a while. I've got my rugby kit all ready and it's going to be chilling for then, and we'll see when I'm back from touch rugby. It's later on in the evening now and I'm back from being at touch rugby with my older sister, so I got myself ready for touch rugby, got my drink ready, and then my older sister picked me up and we headed down to touch rugby. And we hadn't been able to do touch rugby for a while, as we didn't have enough people on spawn, so we didn't have any people turning up due to being busy and just life in general. So, and with the weather and then of course circumstances when I couldn't go as well, so it was good that we had lots of old and new faces turning up and we had a great time. I did some great passing and catching, and I did not fall over this time, thankfully. And then I got home and I got showered and changed and on my PJs, and then for my tea I had a salad, and I'll show you guys that. The salad was so delicious, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away, UK6 and Love Island, and finish writing my journal entry for today. And then tomorrow, me, Tash and Jamie are going off to see the live action How to Train Your Dragon, and I'm so excited to see that film, and I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and I didn't have morning group this morning, as I was supposed to be going off to the cinema with Tash and Jamie to go see the live action How to Train Your Dragon, but unfortunately they're having to move to have work done in their house, so they're going to be moving away for a month or so they've had to pack up, and they had to pack up and stuff, so they weren't able to go to the cinema with me, so we're going to be doing it another day, which meant I got to have a little bit of a lie-in. I then got up and I had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea, and I'm not so keen on this new lemon curd that we got from the shop. I might have to go back to the other type, because this type, it just doesn't taste like the one that I normally like, so I think I might have to go back to the other one. And yes, lemon curd can taste differently, and I then was just watching some episodes of Murder, She Wrote, had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day, a little bit cloudier, which was good as it was a bit more cooler and there was a bit of a breeze. And then I got myself ready to go off for a stroll, and it was overcast and there was a nice breeze, so it wasn't too hot, which was great. And I got some soft foods whilst on my walk, with some flowers and blossoms, and got some flower snaps, and I'm showing you guys those. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps with lovely colours and patterns on. I love all the roses and then I continued on with my walk and saw one of my family friends and was just chatting with them. I then was just listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine, and the sun started to come out, and I put some sun cream on just in case because I didn't want to be getting burnt. And then I headed up to the high street and had a look around some of the charge shops and went off into one of the bookshops. I love the smell of old books so much. I also had a look in W.H. Smith's, looking at some of the stationery they have in there, and then I went off to the lounge and the cafes in the high street, and I got a watermelon iced tea from there, and I haven't had a watermelon iced tea from there in ages, and I just really fancied a nice cold drink, and I sat and had that, and it was so good. Then after I'd had my iced tea, I sat in there for a little bit as I had aircon, so it was nice and cool in there. I then got a mirror selfie on the way out, and I'm going to show you guys that. It's such a pretty mirror, and I love the statue that you can see behind me in that mirror selfie I got. I then went off to Aldi and got some raisin bread from there, as I'd gone to pop in there to have a little look around at Best Buys, and I saw the raisin bread there and thought, you know what, I haven't had any in ages, so I got 2 loaves to have for my breakfast, as I always like having raisin bread toast for my breakfast in the morning. I then went off to the sandwich section and they had no sandwiches left in there. I then went off to Co-op and they didn't really have any sandwiches to took my fancy, so I ended up getting myself a Greggs, and I got myself a cheese onion bake from there and an apple juice, and then I made my way home, and on my way back I got some more flour sats, and I'll show you guys those. Love all the roses and beautiful flowers out and about that I was able to get was on my way back. I then got back and I had my apple juice I got from Greggs on my way back to keep hydrated, and it definitely helped cool me down. And then once I got back, I had my cheese onion bake and it was so good. It was still warm, which is good. And then me and my mum and my younger sister were just watching a bit of the tennis. Then I was playing with Bear out in the garden and it cooled down a little bit, and I just threw the ball for him a few times and then made sure that he went and sat in the shade to cool off, because he's a puppy, he would play non-stop, so we're trying to keep him cool in the shade, and he's very quickly learned to get into the shade to cool down, and he was just laying in his bed playing with some of his toys, and it's nothing cool where his bed is, so he's cooled down a lot, bless him. And then I was just listening to a bit of music, doing some drawing, colouring in, and my dad's getting stuff ready to go off and do the prize winning and dance announcements and stuff for my primary school's summer fair that he goes to do. He does it most years, and I would love to have gone to help out, but unfortunately I have work. I'm doing 5 till 10, and I saw one of my colleagues up in the high street earlier on and was like, see you at 5, and they were like, and I was like, it's you, me and one of our colleagues, and they got confused and looked at the wrong Friday and thought that they were finishing at 10, but I'm finishing at 10, so we all got a bit confused. And yeah, I can't wait to get to finish at 10 and get home and sleep. And I'm doing 10 till 3 on Saturday, 10 till 3 Sunday, and I'm off for a few days as it's my birthday on Tuesday. My birthday on Tuesday, and I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. Just lucky to have that off. I had put my birthday off as I didn't want to be working on my birthday, and luckily I've got those few days off. It does say it's supposed to be light rain. It did say light drizzle. Now it's light rain, but I'm not going to let the weather ruin my birthday. I'm going to have a great time. Can't believe I'm going to be 28. Parties in the morning, garden centre in the afternoon, party tea, and then me, Tash and Jamie and whoever else are available are going to be going off for some drinks just in the pubs in the town's high street, and I'm looking forward to having a few sets on the beaches. And I've got a walk to work, so my dad's doing this summer first, so I've got my uniform ready for that, and I'm going to be heading up there about 4ish for 5, and I've got myself a drink for work this evening. And I then was just watching a bit of my journal entry for today, listened to a bit of music, listened to a bit of Kylie, and working on some illustrations and cutting some of those in. and I'm now off to go and watch some more episodes of Doctor Who. I've just been rewatching the 10th Doctor's Series 2, and I'm just watching The Gun of the Fireplace at the moment, which is one of my favourite Doctor Who episodes ever, and I shall see you when I'm back from work this evening. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at my evening shift at work, so I got myself ready for work, and I thought I was going to have to walk to work because my dad was doing a school fairs, like music and prize announcing and stuff at my primary school's fair. Glad I didn't get to go. I'd have loved to see some of the old teachers, and I think my older sister was going along, and so I thought I was going to have to walk out, but they had done the fair at 6 instead of starting at 5 to make it less hot, and it was going to be cooler then, so I was able to get dropped up to work by my dad. I then got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away, and it was me and one other colleague to start with, so I was just getting some of the cleaning jobs done, and we had lots of tables outside to clean as we had lots of people sitting outside as it was such a lovely sunny day, so I was just cleaning lots of the tables, and then I lit the candles for the ambiance, and then I was passing some cutlery and put some clean plates and cups away, and then I was doing some food and drink orders and running some food and drinks, and so I talked to some of the regulars. I had most people sitting outside as it was such a lovely evening, and then my third colleague who was on shift with us came in. They started at 6, and then I was just running lots of food and drinks, doing lots of cleaning jobs, and then I fished at 10, and I then clocked off and got my bag and headed off and got picked up by my dad, and I got back and put my work clothes in the wash, and I got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing 10 till 3 tomorrow, 10 till 3 Sunday, and then I'm off for a few days, and it's my birthday on Tuesday, and apparently I thought it was supposed to rain on my birthday. Don't mind if it does, because I wouldn't mind it cooling it down a little bit. It's also heard it's supposed to be nice, but I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see what the weather does. Not gonna let it ruin my day. So I can't believe I'm gonna be 28, getting old. I then had my tea, and for my tea I had a mac and cheese, and I'll show you guys that. The mac and cheese was so delicious. I then had some photo squash in my Stitch cup that I got when I went and saw it a few weeks back, and then I had some of that and just finished watching my journal entry for today, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away, UK Soaps and Love Island, and I'm so excited for Emmerdale with Robert being back in Emmerdale, and can't wait for Robin to reunite. I'm so glad that he's back. It feels like all my fanfic has started to like come to life, or they've somehow got hold of my fanfic stuff, because it's just surreal, because I never thought that he'd be coming back into it, and I hope that John is discovered soon because he's so nasty. And then in EastEnders with the new producer, there's been a few people saying that apparently Ben's going to come back in to EastEnders, which means that Balham will be reunited. So both of my favourite ships are going to be reunited, and I hope so, because I love Balham and also love Rob Ron, and I am going to be catching up with the soaps and just chilling for the rest of the evening. I shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up, showered and changed, ready to go to work, and I was doing a 10 till 3, which meant I got to have a little bit of a lie-in, and I then had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I just watched a bit of TV. I was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lot cooler today. It was a little bit cloudy, it looked like it was going to rain, and then my dad dropped me off to work, and I got to work, I got clocked in, I put my bag away and got my drink that I got for work out to have to keep hydrated, as it was still very hot, and it was me and 3 other colleagues on shift, so 4 of us in total, and it was pretty busy, and I was running lots of food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing some food and drink orders and some drinks making and some pint pouring, and I'm getting quite good at the pint pouring, and was just sitting and chatting to some of the regulars, and I was cleaning tables inside as well as outside, as we had lots of people sitting outside as well as inside, and we had a great team on, a great music playlist playing, caught myself dancing along to some of the songs whilst on bar, and I didn't make really any mistakes. Although mistakes are natural and they do happen, it's always good when you have a shift that goes smoothly. and then I finished about 3ish. I was supposed to be on a split shift, so I was supposed to be doing a 10 till 3, 6 till close, but one of my colleagues who wanted some extra hours asked if I could do their 10 till 3 and they could do my 6 till close instead. And so I was like, yeah, sure, no worries. And so I was just doing the 10 till 3 part of my split shift, and I am looking forward to having the evening off. And then tomorrow I'm doing their 10 till 3 and they're doing my evening, and they're supposed to be doing a 3 till close. And again, they wanted some more hours, and I was like, sure. Which means after tomorrow I've got 4 days off, or 4.5, and then it's my birthday on Tuesday, so I can't believe we're going to be 28. And it was a really good shift. And then I finished at like 3:17 as one of my colleagues had to have a lunch break, so I waited until they'd finished and they came back after their lunch break. Otherwise it would just be one of my colleagues on the floor on their own. And then I clocked off, got my bag and got changed into my t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. I love this t-shirt so much, it's such a lovely mint green top. I then headed off to the co-op and got myself some lunch from there, and then had a look into the charge shops and saw and chatted to one of my mates. And then I went off to the plant shop at the top of the high street, and they had some flowers out the front, and I got some flower sacks from there. These sunflowers are so beautiful, and those red ones as well with the pretty patterns on, and I just love flower photography so much. I then went off into one of the cafes where they had a performer singing and playing their guitar, so I went in there to listen to that and got a Mo selfie from there, and I'll show you guys that. I love that mirror wall, that mirror is so pretty. I then went off to Aldi on my way back, and I got these Lego block things to build, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of those. Here are the Zuru Max blocks that I'm going to be putting together. This one here is a flower one, and this one is a retro one. Starting off with this one here, it's got 237 pieces, and you know I love my flowers, and it's got an illustration on the side, and on the back here it shows you what you can make with the blocks inside. And then this one here is a retro one, comes with 221 pieces, and then on the back it shows you what you can make. Some really cool things on here, like a telephone, a Pac-Man machine, a camera, a stereo, a computer and a TV. And I can't wait to make these with my sisters. My older sister comes over for Sunday roast tomorrow. We're going to be doing those. It looks so cool. I can't wait to do those with my sisters tomorrow when my older sister's over for the roast. And then I had my lunch. I had some egg and crust sandwiches and a Sprite and some barbecue hula hoops. I love barbecue hoops so much. And then I put my work uniform in the wash and got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing 10 to 3 again, and I'm off for a few days, and it's my birthday on a Tuesday. The weather's supposed to be light rain, but with it being so hot, I wouldn't mind it cooling it down. Normally I want it to be sunny on my birthday, but I wouldn't mind it being a little bit cooler, as it's just been too hot. Do not do well with the heat. But like today, it was light rain, and we had a bit of rain, then it was cloudy, then it was sunny, then it was raining. It didn't know what it wanted to do today. The weather was a bit all over the place, so it might be like that. So as long as I get a little bit of sunshine, I don't really mind. And then I was just working on some illustrations and colouring some of those in and reading some more of one day. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and I had some of these raisin biscuits, which are just so good. I then was just tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse, and then we ordered takeaway for tea. I then was just writing a bit more of the short story that I'm working on at the moment. And then our tea arrived, and I had some wraps for my tea, and I'll show you guys. These wraps were so delicious, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching some more episodes of Doctor Who, and I've just been watching a lot of the 10th Doctor episodes. Last night I watched Again in the Fireplace, so I'm just watching the school reunion, and I love David Tennant so much. He is definitely my favourite Doctor of all time, and I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your Saturday, and I'll have a great evening, and just see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up early, ready for work. I was doing work 10 till 3, which meant I got to have a little bit of a lie-in. I then had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast and was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it's a lot cooler than it was yesterday, a bit overcast, a nice little bit of a breeze. Thankfully it's cooling down. And I then got dropped to work by my dad, got to work, got clocked in, I put my bag away, and it was me and 2 other colleagues on shift, and I was just running lots of food and drinks and cleaning tables, and someone touched some of the regulars, and we had people sitting inside as well as outside, as it was quite warm still and just a bit overcast. And then the rain came and it cooled it down, and I just loved that earthy, musty smell that the rain leaves. And then I was just cleaning tables outside as well as inside, and then we had a singer come and perform at lunchtime, and then I ended up finishing at 2ish instead of 3. So I then clocked off, and I gave one of my colleagues a birthday card, as we both have the same birthday, and wished her a lovely birthday, and she wished me a lovely birthday. And then I got changed into the top I'm wearing right now. I got this top from the charity shop a few weeks back, a nice pink striped top. And then I went off and had a look in one of the charity shops that was open. Normally we don't have any open on Sundays, but this one was open for some reason, so I quick look in there. I then went off to go and get some lunch from the co-op, and on the way there I went off to one of the cafes and got a Welsh cake shaped in a heart and a peach iced tea. It's such a cute cafe. I then went to Co-op to get some lunch, but they didn't really have any sandwiches that I fancied, so I decided I was just going to get something when I got home. I then made way back, and on the way back I got some Sainsbury's and some flowers and blossoms and got some flower snacks. I had a lovely Sunday stroll at home, getting some really pretty flower snacks with lovely colours on. I was listening to music on my headphones on my way back as well. Just enjoyed the sunshine as the sun had come out, and it was a lovely sunny day, still with a bit of a breeze, which meant it wasn't as hot. Thankfully, don't do well with this heat. And I was listening to the newest Benson Boone song. I love a bit of Benson Boone, and his newest album is so good. I then got home and I had some sausage sandwiches and a cup of tea for my lunch, and then I put my work clothes in the wash, and I'm now off for a few days. And then I rang and chatted with Tash, the bestie, and was just asking her about how her day had been, and just telling her about work. And on Thursday we were planning to go into Bristol to go to IKEA and to the flower shop and get some lunch and go and have a little bit of a shop, which I'm looking forward to me, Tash and Jamie doing that. And then I'm meeting Jamie and Tash on my birthday evening for my birthday for some drinks at the pub after she's finished work. She's on her clothes, so we're going to meet her for about 10ish, and then we're going to head off and get some drinks at the pub, which should be good. Can't believe I'm 28 on Tuesday, getting old. I then played with Bear out in the garden as it cooled down and was a bit overcast. It looked like it was going to rain, luckily it didn't. I got a snap of him. I love that pooch so much, and he's getting so big. And then I was just working on some illustrations, kind of some dozing. I was just working on a bit more of my short story that I'm working on. Listened to a bit of music and was reading some more of One Day. Had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then my older sister came over for the Sunday roast that my mum had been getting ready, and it smelled so good. And we were having a pork roast. I love a bit of pork with crackling. The crackling is always so good. And then my older brother and his girlfriend came over, and my grandma came over as well, and I was telling her about how work had been and asking her all about her holiday. She went on holiday with my auntie and she had a really good time. And then we had our pork roast, and I'll show you guys that. The pork roast was so delicious with a lovely bit of crackling, and then I helped tidy away, and then we had some donuts for pudding, and I had mine with a cup of tea, and I'll show you guys that. I love a winged donut, and it was so sugary. And then me and my sisters did those Lego block things that I got from Aldi the other day, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of those. Here we have the director computer that has the keypad and the mouse and the screen, and it's so detailed. And my mum was telling me stories about how she used to use these at work, and if you weren't careful with saving or work, it would switch off and you'd lose it all and have to start again, which sounds like a nightmare. And then I have these two flowers here, which are so pretty. They have lovely colours on. This one's got pink and yellow on, and they are absolutely massive. And then this one here is blue with yellow on, and they've got really cool patterns on. These were just so fiddly to do, but I'm glad I was able to have help from my older brother and his girlfriend. Massive thank you for you guys to do that, and they look so cool, and I can't wait to have these in my bedroom on display, and I definitely am going to be getting some more of these to do. They turned out really well. They were a little bit fiddly, but super fun to do. And then my grandma got dropped home, and I'm now off to go and play some games with my siblings. And hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a great new week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.